watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Alrighty, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ghostfire Media. We're at the Fuel Jeff Hill Trailer Sales Series finale race. We've gone the whole entire 16-week season now. It comes down to this one race. I will be your main broadcaster tonight. My co-broadcaster is Josh Laston. How are you doing tonight, man?
I am just unbelievably excited. We get to crown a champion tonight. I can't contain how excited I am to see the culmination of everything we've gotten to watch for the past few months come down to a single race.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a single race. I mean, they got, was it a 4-race shootout? A full race shootout, full of champions here, all coming down to, tonight where they're going to crown it. So that's what I like about it, instead of the one race, one and done shootouts, so you give people kind of an equal opportunity with multiple different courses.
Well, and it's still close. Alan Elwood is our leader. He has about a 20-point lead tonight, but that's nothing when there's upwards of 50 points on the table.
Yeah.
So he has a race that doesn't necessarily go his way, and we've got 2, 3, maybe 4 people that can take away this crown from him tonight.
It's going to be a long shot for somebody to be able to take it down from Allen, but it's still possible. There are people out there that are good enough to take him down if Allen has some bad luck tonight.
Well, and that's the thing, is we're at Nashville Super Speedway. It's 1.3 miles. It's a flat banked oval. There's a lot that can go right and a lot that can go wrong very quickly on this cement surface.
Yeah, I mean, at least the track temperatures as of right now are pretty cool. Air temperatures about 77 degrees, and the track temperature is 83, and the sun's going down. So as the race moves on, the track temperature is going to get lower and lower. That means the track's going to have a lot more grip near the end of this race, which, it's going to be a fantastic drive for everybody here on this wonderful concrete surface.
Well, but at the same time, concrete drives differently than asphalt. And in my experience, and from what everybody tells me, concrete's a little bit slicker because it's not essentially oil on top of stone. And the concrete also is a little bit rougher on the tires.
Yeah, this track is known to eat up tires. I mean, it's kind of like, a mini Atlanta, so to speak, the older Atlanta. Now, the new one that they're paving right now that looks, that's a whole different story. We can go, go to like a huge tangent, but we shouldn't.
We'll save that for Friday.
Yeah. But I mean, the stuff they're doing looks promising there. But
I love Atlanta as it was, so it kind of hurts my heart to see it go. But as we're running, we currently have someone, of course, literally as I'm going to say something.
Yes.
Cameron Hearn takes over the pole because we have Chad Mikas. He is sitting in second. Braxton DeWeese in third. And we're seeing names up at the top of the list right now that they are good drivers, but we don't normally see them up as high as they are in qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, we still have quite a few people that still have not put down a lap right now, like Michael Stroll, Don Runkle Jr., Thomas Bressie, Alan Elwood, Calvin Filarski, Eric Wineland. So we still got a lot of people. And Hayden Pastorius hasn't put down a lap time too, so we still got quite a few people left to go. But it's a good sign to
And
be up there.
we have Justin Morton on his first flying lap right now, so, well, we're going to have to wait and see how this turns out for him.
Yeah, I mean, right now I think everybody's, putting down some pretty decent lap times right now. Justin Morton's good for second place right there, just squeezed in between them with a 30.61.
And we've also got Michael Stroll, Gael Brooks out on track. And, of course, Michael Stroll is using a different paint scheme tonight to confuse me.
Yeah, so tonight they are at Nashville Super Speedway, and tonight's scheme was paint your favorite band. So it's going to confuse us up here in the broadcast booth because everybody's now running their same schemes or similar schemes. They're all running a lot of different ones out there tonight. So we'll try to highlight the ones that we can. A lot of great schemes and some talent went into trying to put their favorite band up there.
Well, and we're definitely going to see we're probably going to learn a reasonable amount from our drivers tonight about their musical choice, to where we've already seen one. We have Ramstein, and that is Gael Brooks. I'm looking at Michael Stroll's, and that is a thrice, which that is a name I have not heard in many a year.
I love his picture.
Yeah, well, the part that makes me laugh is if it wasn't for a part of that picture, we wouldn't see any of his number.
Yeah. I've learned to go into iRacing's UI and found, since I run custom numbers, I found a good font and format that actually shows my number off well, and I just leave it at that now.
I'm too lazy to use custom numbers. And Gael Brooks is not showing up as having set a lap for me.
He scraped the wall as he was coming off of turn 2.
Ah.
Oh, there we go again. Alrighty. Don't pay attention to YouTube.
Yeah, we'll jump to Will Roberts, who currently on his first lap only good enough for 13th at this point. So let's see as he crosses the line if he's able to improve, and he does to 11th.
All right. We got Eric Wineland coming off the track right now, off the pit road, heading onto the track.
And Eric Wineland's pushing the limits of the qualifying time frame to where hopefully he's able to at least get one lap in. It is a relatively short lap at only about 30 seconds in qualifying.
He should be able to get both laps here.
Well, we're right on that limit, and I'm just waiting to see.
Man, we got a lot of people that trolls YouTube a lot. It's hilarious.
It would appear that I'm a little bit behind, so let me restart that.
So, we got Eric Wineland. Once he finishes his lap, we'll move over to Thomas Bressie, who's also out on the track. So Eric Wineland's going to set his first lap, and that will be good enough for 18th.
18th. So Thomas Bressie is one of the guys that has the opportunity to steal the win away from Alan Elwood. So let's see.
Starting 13th with that one. Not sure if he's going to be able to get this lap done or not.
I think he's going to be cutting it close, but given where he is, he's 10 seconds in. Now the question is if he can finish the lap, is it going to be enough to increase his position?
We got 4 seconds, 2
He's got
seconds.
it. Barely, but he's got it.
He does. He moves up to 9th with that one.
Oh, that is a heroic
Yeah.
qualifying to barely beat the clock.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and look at the grid here. Once again, it didn't reset. There we go. Once again, Alan Elwood wins the Elwood Designs Fuel Pole Award for the season. Cameron Hearn's going to start 2nd. 3rd will be Justin Morton. 4th will be Chad McKiss. 5th will be Hayden Pastoris. 6th will be Braxton DeWeese. 7th will be Michael Stroll. 8th is Randy Bechtel. 9th is Thomas Bressie III. And 10th will be Blake Gordon.
11th is Joe Dinsmore. 12th is Will Roberts. 13th is Travis McQuistion. 14th is Boomer Logan. Tyler Hensley is in 15th. Brandon Bernhardt 16th. Eric Wineland 17th. John Griven in 18th. Brian Keita in 19th. And Sean Carmody in 20th.
21st is going to be Guy L. Brooks. 22nd will be Casey Shue. 23rd, Calvin Filarski. 24th will be Tyler Dougler. 25th is Kyle Cooper. And starting 26th is Don Runkle Jr.
Oh, we are getting ourselves lined up on the grid. And I also just remembered I still have the in-race chat, so I'll be able to tell you when everything starts, when we get some fresh language coming from the drivers over the radio. I will clean it up for everyone, but...
So we got, I was wondering how long it was going to take to get the Braxton DeWeese fan club out there. We have them. We got Chris DeWeese out there. Somewhat a relative, brother, father, son, something to that effect, is out there.
Someone sharing the name.
Yes, someone with the name, brother-in-law, I don't know, something out there. So is out there cheering them on. I wonder if the rest of the family is going to show up and tell us about their wonderful pizza.
Tonight I'm not in the mood for pizza, so
the father.
Go ahead, bring the pizza talk. I'm in. But I forgot that Nashville Super Speedway is only 1 to green, which is kind of on that borderline of length as we see Justin Morton getting a little fresh there with Alan Elwood as the green flag is out.
Alan Elwood gets a great jump. Justin Morton's going to drop down to the bottom. Cameron Hearn is going to be on the outside right there going into turn 1. We got Alan Elwood dropping down to the bottom. Cameron Hearn hanging up top, trying to get a great run out of turn 2.
And that is not where Justin Morton wants to be. It is difficult to hold that low line through this track. You need to be able to sweep these corners as much as you possibly can, and Cameron Hearn gets around him and firmly into 2nd place.
Cameron Hearn's already there. He's catching up to Alan Elwood. We've seen Cameron Hearn really great on the short runs here lately, but you know, I think he burns up his tires tonight. He's going to have to manage his tires all night long.
Well, and that is going to be the name of the game tonight, as we're seeing everybody get single file through the back of the pack, because again, you do not want to be that person on the low line here.
I'm trying to see if we can find a good battle to focus in on here. Everybody, like you said, is
you are going to want to go back to Eric Wineland and Will Roberts. They're side by side right now on the backstretch.
Went picture in picture here, showing the blimp view that Josh is seeing.
I was going to say, I'm more than happy to go to something a little bit better, because this mid-pack right now, they are getting unbelievably racy.
Right now, I'm looking on board of the number 1 of Braxton DeWeese. He's fighting like crazy, trying to get past Michael Stroll, but then he's got Blake Gordon on his rear bumper. Blake's going to drop down to the bottom, going in turn 3. Gets underneath Brockton in the wheeze right now.
And he's going to try to make up as many positions as he can. This is a track that's going to suit his driving style. Basically anything that you have to control corner exit with your throttle, that's where those are the kinds of tracks he's going to love. And I'm going to jump right here with the number 1 of Braxton DeWeese in the lower corner to where we can keep an eye out there for the fan club, because they're coming out in full voice as per usual.
Yeah, they're out there. We'll take a look, see what the leaders are up to. We got Justin Morton coming up in 3rd, and they got a pretty good gap as between 1st through 3rd. 4th of Chad McKiss is there, and then a little bit further back it starts with the next pack with led by Hayden Pastoris.
Well, and it's not exactly surprising that our leaders have managed to get a little bit of a breakaway by nearly a second at this point. But that's going to be something we're going to have to see if that kind of speed is going to be sustainable on this track surface with these Goodyears.
Yeah, I mean, long-term tire wear is going to be key here. These guys are going to have to work their tails off to try and keep the speed up, but at the same time, brake, reduce throttle, going in the corner to not eat up that front right tire.
Well, as we're seeing Blake Gordon getting really brave, looks like he may have touched a little bit of the apron there as he's getting himself down below Hayden Pastoris and trying to get the job done on the front stretch, and it looks like he's clear.
Blake was able to clear him right there coming out of turn 2.
And it's looking like at this point, few people are getting racy, but we aren't seeing too many attempts to make passes as we've hit lap 9 of 127.
And we still got Justin Morton looking to the inside of Cameron Hearn here for 2nd place. Cameron Hearn holds them off here. Chad McKiss is back there in that Ally car. Looks pretty fantastic back there. It's a good recreation of one of the Alex Bowman schemes. I wonder if he put hack on the side of it, you know?
Oh, that's
Oh man, Alex Bowman owned that. He made T-shirts and made a profit off of it. He probably thanks Denny Hamlin for calling that.
I mean, can you really blame him though? Because that nothing rallies a fan base quite like somebody calling you out.
We got a good battle here. Thomas Bressy's under attack by Guy L. Brooks here. Eric Wineland sitting there right in front of him. Looks like Brandon Bernhardt at number 70 is coming up.
And we're starting to see, as we're only 10 laps in at this point, people are starting to push. And I mean, we aren't even 10% of the way through this race. And
ooh, they're wrecking.
That was the perfect view for that, and we have yellow.
I'm trying to move it back out right there.
And
let's go.
Well, now it's time to see what our leaders are going to do, because only 10 laps in, it's a little early for pit stops, but
Yeah, they were all
that was 3 cars
destined.
connected. There was just absolutely nothing any of those guys could do.
Yeah, Thomas Bressley staying there as close as possible, make his move, and just came in and played cleanup right there. And Brandon Bernhardt tried to get off of him and slam on brakes to not hit Gael. Just gave him just enough a tap there.
Well, and we are seeing a few brave souls making their way down into pit lane. So about half the field has made their way in. on the bright side for those guys that were involved in that, as long as they didn't take any massive damage into the wall, they actually should be able to survive. Aero is not going to be a huge deal here, so if your front end's crumpled, it's not going to be the end of the world.
Yeah, it looks like, Brandon Bernhardt might have had a little bit of damage on the front nose of his. And then, Gael Brooks probably, or what's it? Yeah, Gael
Thomas
Brooks.
Baresi's looking just a little bit on, there's a few extra gaps in the hood, and nothing that he's really going to have to worry about. Brandon Bernhardt's got pretty much the same thing, and Gael Brooks looks like he's actually the one that probably came out the best, with the exception of his bumper.
Yeah, he got hit in the back on the left rear bumper there.
I think you should go to the chase cam and take a look at Gael's car. It's looking a little droopy on one side.
Oh no, they took out the Duhast.
Still kind of visible. I'm actually curious to see if that oiler that's askew, if that's actually going to cause him any issues. And we have your favorite commenter out there tonight.
Hey broski, what's going on? She's out there procrastinating from doing her homework. That's what she's doing.
Shouldn't she be getting ready for bed? It's late on the East Coast.
She's a night owl. She'll be up all night long doing her homework. She's got like a 5-page paper she's got to do, and she's been procrastinating all day, calling me.
We have the first person from the Braxton Deweese fan club calling out Papa's Pizza. My wife and I are planning a trip down to Cincinnati, to where there's probably going to be a stop for that. It's going to have to happen.
You're going to have to go in with your Ghost Fire Media merch so they know who you are. You got to wear the hoodie, man.
Oh, trust me. My Ghost Fire Media hoodie is what's on right now. And it's the only hoodie I have that's still soft, as we're going green.
All right, Alan Elwood gets a great jump over the field. Cameron Hearn's getting pushed by Blake Gordon. Blake Gordon's going to stick his nose out, though.
He's going to go 3 wide into turn 1, but no, he backs off. But he's in the preferred line here, where Justin Morton's going to be able to do a reasonable job getting a launch off this corner. But if he can't hit that wall going into 3, he's going to be in trouble from Blake Gordon.
Cameron Hearn's still stuck on the outside there on these older tires. I don't know which line would be the preferred line right now. The outside line to get a good rolling off the corner, and the bottom line right now. So we're going to have to see who prevails here, Cameron Hearn or Justin Morton.
Well, it looks like Cameron Hearn is getting a little bit brave with the netcode gods right there. Getting himself down. And just doing everything he can to stay off of Justin Morton. And Blake Gordon's just waiting to see how this one plays out. To see which line he needs.
I mean, if I'm Blake, I would be, coasting going in the corner just a little bit more than I would be normally. Not let my tires wear out while these guys are battling.
There was a little nudge there from Cameron Hearn to Justin Morton, and luckily it was on the straightaway where it wasn't going to do too much damage, but right behind for 2nd through 5th, we're starting to see side-by-side action, and these guys are getting a little bit racy for only being like 20% through the race.
Yeah, we're at lap 18 of 127. And these guys, maybe they're just playing it out. What would the late race caution be like? You're out here trying to figure out how well can you hold a competitor down, or how well can you hook the inside line and to stay ahead of your competitor. So, they could be racing like that, and you think it's a little bit too much, but maybe they're prepping for lap 126.
Well, yeah, I guess that is true. Let's see early what it can do. So yeah, you've got the time later in the run to figure out what you're going to do later in the runs. And we're back to pretty much single file throughout the track.
Let me know if you see a good battle. We'll switch it to picture-in-picture.
I was going to actually say Michael Stroll just got a pass done on Joe Dinsmore. And we're just starting to see a few guys take advantage of the lap tire, or the old tires. 4 guys that have pit. Michael Stroll's one that took it. Brandon Weiss, or Braxton, yeah, sorry. Looking at Brandon Bernhardt there. But we're starting to see these guys on fresh tires are going to start taking the fight up through the field. The thing that I'm most interested in. Alan Elwood, despite having the old tires, is lapping faster, not by much, than most of the field that has fresh tires. And it could just be the product of running in the pack. Doing a good job of holding off that pack behind him, despite the fact that he does have equal tires with the guys behind him. But now he's got to set his sights on Tyler Hensley and get himself forward. And that's the thing, is Michael Stroll, with those fresh tires, has made his way up through the field and is not settling for where he's running, but he does have enough laps at this point to where roughly 12 on the tires at some form of speed. And that's what he's got to do, because right now he's making his way through, and we're seeing Braxton DeWeese taking the fight directly to Tyler Hensley. Gets down below, slide jobs back up onto the top line, gets it done, and that's going to put him in 9th right now after dropping back from the pit stop. Well, and as a driver myself, I love finding that person that's going to break the traffic, and we have our second caution.
Oh, something happened between Tyler Dougler and Eric Wineland right there. Let's go.
That looks like a bad spotter call right there, if anything.
Let's go ahead into the wonderful blimp view.
And Eric Wineland has a beautiful run off of turn 2, gets himself up to the wall, and Yeah, if I'm going to say anything happened there, Tyler just did not have the spotter call to let him know he was there in time. Tried to get himself up to stop the run, and there may have been a bumper in the way.
Yeah. A whole entire bumper there.
So that's unfortunate, and we're seeing those guys that did not pit already and some that did making their way into where we've only got 5 guys that have stayed out at this point.
5 guys, burgers, and fries.
That sounds better than pizza right now. More the fries.
All right, and while we're here, let's go ahead and go to one of our ads.
Perfect. You gotta come back.
Alrighty, welcome back. Right now, Michael Stroll, Braxton Deweese, Chad McKiss, Boomer Logan, and Eric Wineland stayed out on this one. Surprising Eric Wineland stayed out. It looked like he took a little bit of damage there. I would have went in and fixed it up a little bit, but he stayed out. So that's going to be your top 5 right now. And then it kind of resets the field.
Well, he's just looking at it in terms of that little bit of a gap in the hood. It's a little extra cooling, though not really necessary.
Hopefully
But
maybe it cools
you
his
know
front
what, if
right
you
tire
can-
down.
Well, if you can get the track position, unfortunately, while we have seen some very bold passes, this is not a track that's easy to pass on.
Wonder if there would have been a good strategy call if these guys would have came in for up front and just took fuel only, so they'd be kind of on the same fuel level as everybody else.
Well, it doesn't look like anyone really did that right now, because there was only John Griven that looks like he may have taken fuel only, but that may have just been a top off. But we are 1 to green at this point, and it's almost looking like a little bit of a short track race right now, because we're seeing a lot of crumpled sheet metal.
Yeah, these guys are hugging the bottom like crazy, but you're able to somewhat pinch the guy below you and get a good run off both of them. We saw a good battle between Cameron Hearn and Justin Morton. That battle for probably about a good 5-6 laps on older tires. So let's see what they can do here with these 4 fresh set of tires, and if these guys that have it can get by the top 5 that don't.
And where we are sitting right now, there's enough wear on these guys' tires to where we're looking at 16 laps with a reasonable amount of that's been under caution. It should be enough of a differential to get them up higher.
Alrighty, pace car is off. Michael Stroll would lead him with Braxton Deweese on the outside. Waiting, Michael Stroll gets the jump right there. He takes off. Looks like he might have missed a shift there. Braxton Deweese is going to sail on the outside, so to speak, going into turn 1. Michael Stroll's going to send it, though, on the bottom on the backside. We got the Chad McKiss underneath them. They were battling side by side, going down the front or the back straightaway, going into turn 3. Braxton Deweese going to try and hang on that left rear quarter panel of Michael Stroll, so he's not able to slide up.
Well, and he is going to be at the advantage going forward. That first the first pair of turns, that's going to be the only time that low line is really going to be a massive advantage. But right now, Cameron Hearn, he's not waiting for anyone.
Nope, neither is Blake Gordon. Blake Gordon's on the bottom. Alan Elwood's behind him. You got the old tires up top, new tires on the bottom. Justin Morton's going to drop in below, behind Alan Elwood, and they're going to all try to roll the bottom with all these 4 fresh set of tires.
Well, and you know what? Now's the time to do it while you have that advantage and able to hold that low line. Get yourself back up there and do everything in your power to take advantage while the rubber's still fresh.
Yeah, Braxton Deweese looks like he's getting pushed out right now by everybody with a fresh set of tires. Only person that's still hanging tough on older tires is Michael Stroll. He's sitting on the outside of Cameron Hearn right now. Blake Gordon is putting the pressure on Cameron Hearn, though, trying to get them both cleared coming out of turn 2, and they do.
I don't think that there's going to be all that much fighting that he's going to be able to do for much longer, because there's a freight train rolling through right now, and those old Goodyears are not going to be able to hang with it.
Yeah, Braxton already fell all the way back to 9th after that restart.
And there's only so much you can do if you're one of the leaders and decide to not pit, but the fact that our leader came in from the lead, you got to figure it's time to go in, no matter if the leader's in there, unless you are just in that hunt to get the bonus point.
Yeah, that wonderful elusive bonus point for leading the lap. But these guys are fighting hard right now. Alan Elwood's trying to find a lane to get around Blake Gordon. Blake Gordon will give up the bottom here because he knows that middle to outside line, will prevail right now. We'll be able to get a better launch off the corner than Alan will.
And that's going to be the big thing to keep an eye on, because we have seen in the past that Cameron Hearn, he is going to be fast on the short run. But will he be able to save his tires? And we've seen time and time again, that's what Alan Elwood's specialty is, as he's going down low on Blake Gordon. And these guys are going to be going side by side, coming onto the front stretch. But Alan Elwood looks like he's going to be able to get the job done, most likely be able to pull up coming out of turn 2.
Yeah, right now, Blake's hanging in his rear quarter panel. He's going to be able to clear him right now. Justin Morton, though, is trying to get his fender underneath him, but he does not, and he's not able to do it. But Michael Stroll hasn't fallen too far back. He's still in the picture right there. You can see Hayden Pastorius is his next one, but the next set of fresh tires has not caught him yet, but it's only a matter of time before they do.
Well, with the rest of the guys that did not pit on that caution, he is definitely the highest. Chad is in 10th. And then the rest of the guys seem to be falling down the order compared to where they were.
Yeah.
We've got Braxton is in 12th right now, followed by Boomer Logan and Eric Weinhold in 14th and 15th respectively.
Let's go through.
And right now, Kyle Brooks is putting the pressure on Braxton. That is the closest runners that we have right now in Burns Interval. And again, we're seeing fresh tires going up against the old tires.
Yeah, these guys are, probably having to conserve a little bit more than they want to right now. I wonder if, if there's anybody out there that's actually trying to conserve, and hopefully, we go for a full fuel run here in the fuel jet fuel trailer series. So I try to say fuel as many times as I can in one sentence.
Fuel. But right now, Guile Brooks is getting the run on the low line on Braxton, gets the job done. He's going to slot in behind him. And there's a reasonable chance that the draft is going to be able to equalize their speed going forward. But it looks like Guile got a better launch coming out of turn 4.
And Joe Dinsmore is trying to put a Chad behind him, and he does. He's able to clear Chad McKiss, and now he's looking at Randy Bechtel in front of him.
And that is going to be a good race that we're going to see there, to where Joe gets himself up into the top 10. But we aren't really seeing too much battling right now.
I'm going to focus on this one.
With the exception of, I would pop up to the front. Cameron Hearn is under a lot of pressure from Alan Elwood. And they're coming up on lap traffic of Casey Shue, where it looks like Alan is just comfortable sitting right there behind Cameron Hearn. Take a little bit of a pull down the straights, but
so
I don't know how good that's going to be for his tires.
So is Richard Thomas out there on YouTube land says that he's here so he doesn't get fined. Are you part of the Braxton DeWeese fan club and you're mandated to be here? Is that what happened? You don't want to be fined?
I would not be surprised if half of our viewers right now are looking out there and wanting to see the Papa's Pizza car get himself up a little bit farther than he is right now.
Yeah, they're going to need a wonderful caution here in a little bit, or some type of race strategy here to kind of put them back in the game, being all cycle with everybody, and then, you being the weaker person, having the older tires.
Well, they should be equalizing right about now. So they should be able to hang tough. But I'm not 100% sure. Well, nope. We've got Richard Thomas out there rooting for the 22 car of Eric Wineland. So we have more fans than just for Braxton tonight.
Casey Shue is not having a good race. He just smacked the wall there. Coming out of turn 4 right there. A lot of lap traffic's trying to get by him right now. Michael Stroll is under pressure right now. We've already seen Hayden Pastoris and Tyler Hensley right there get by him. Now Randy Bechtel and Joe Dinsmore set their sights on Michael Stroll.
And Michael is one of those that's out there on older tires, so he may be a bit of a sitting duck. And for the amount of time that he has been running in dirty air on those tires, he could be in a little bit more trouble with the wear. And he has seen it slowed down a little bit on the passing, but it's still coming, as he's under a lot of pressure right now from Randy Bechtel, and he's just waiting for any kind of an opening to get his nose around Michael Stroll. And it looks like he's going to think about the outside, but the outside is not the place you can pass. So if Michael Stroll can keep that nose from getting underneath him, he shouldn't lose any positions, and that's going to do nothing but sit there and frustrate.
Yeah,
number 39.
Nothing's more frustrating than, having a little bit fresher tires and a little bit faster car, and there's nothing you can do with it. You're trying to put your car here and there, and the person in front of you just running their line and just not which does not allow your car to do anything it wants to do. And like you see him right now, he's searching for a different line, trying to get a better run off the corner. My biggest thing is he's going to have to back up the corner a little bit so he's able to roll the center way better than Michael will. Being up close on him, there's not much of a thing that you can really do to him.
Well, as he's making the attempt, trying to get that low line, is he going to drive a little bit deeper into one? It looks like he is, and he's going to get that pass done in a corner or two, but what that's done is allowed the door to open for Joe Dinsmore right behind him.
Yeah, Joe's going to have to catch back up or catch up to him because he's not going to be able to get his nose underneath Michael Stroll here. And Michael's going to shut the door. Now Joe's going to have to do this all over again and start trying to attack Michael Stroll's weakness points there and trying to figure out how did Randy Bechtel clear him and how can I clear him.
Well, what's most surprising to me with this battle that we're watching is it may not have been that Randy Bechtel was being held up by Michael Stroll, because he has not pulled away, and the gap in front of him is about a second. But it looks like Joe Dinsmore is going to make it to where he can open up that gap in 8th place, because I don't think Joe is going to sit by idly and wait too long to make this pass.
Let's move up here to Hayden Pistorius and Tyler Hensley and Travis McQuistion. These guys are all fighting really hard. They got a close battle as well. Just focusing on them.
I want them to close it up, and I want to see somebody take a free wide. I want somebody to take a free wide. I trust that they can hold it, but I want to see 3 wide on this track because
it's wide.
Possible. It's possible. I've seen it. Just every time I've seen it so far, it hasn't ended well.
No. But it's also during practice whenever you're pushing your limits the most, and your give and take is more take than give.
As we have the sponsor for the winner's trophy, which is a drawing of their winning race car, out there commenting, looking forward to seeing who he actually gets to do the art for. I'm hoping they post it in the Discord because I'm actually very excited to see it.
Yeah, the time lapse of his last one was pretty good.
I will be the first to say I wish I was good enough to be in the running for it, but there's a reason why I'm in the booth tonight.
I mean, you do it for the people that are up in the booth every week calling for it, right, Jake? Because that would be outstanding.
I would be the first to say I hope if it was for me, you have a lot of pink.
You'll need a lot of pink for a Josh Lassen car trying to reproduce
Luckily,
something.
All you would need is pink and black, but still.
A little bit of white.
You don't need it. Well,
CCR logos.
I do have a white colored pencil, but it's not for that purpose. As right now, let's get back to the racing because it's getting good right now with this group to where right now it is the battle for 5th place, and it's swapping. Hayden Pistorius is...
Hayden Pistorius is around. Tyler Hensley going through the grass, no caution.
Oh, that is iRacing. What are you doing to us? Because right now, nobody wants that caution more than Tyler Hensley. And
I can think of about 5 guys that would love a caution right about now. That's fallen pretty far back after starting on older tires.
Yes. And I'll be honest, looking at the law of averages here, you wouldn't think that we would be going green as long as we have, but I'm glad they have because we've got this 4-car battle that may turn into a 5-car battle as we are definitely starting to see Randy Bechtel, Michael Stroll, Travis McQuistion, this group of 4. This is going to be fantastic racing as we're seeing them swap, and we also see Michael Stroll blink out for a second. That is scary for everyone around him.
Michael Stroll just got passed by all these people, and now he's passing them back. He got passed by Travis McQuiston. He got passed by Randy Bechtel, and he's coming back through the field on the same set of tires. So the tires have equalized, and Michael Stroll's doing a better job at managing it and was able to get back by him. Joe Dinsmore is trying to follow the leader there on the bottom. He's going to try and get past him here. And Chad McKiss finally joined the conversation, making it a 5-car battle. And we got another one. That is Gael Brooks.
That is Gael Brooks. And this little pack right here, while we are seeing Michael Stroll kind of pull away a little bit on those, well, I'm going to call them ancient tires at this point, that is some superb savings. And now we're seeing them get in line because they're realizing that battling like that is not going to help anyone.
Yeah, Chad McKiss was able to battle back up. He got past a while back, and now he's rallying with his older and ancient tires to come up, and he's already passed Travis McQuiston and set in sight on Randy Bechtel here.
Well, the one thing I am actually looking at on my screen right now, Cameron Hearn and Alan Elwood, while they were battling hard for quite a while, Cameron Hearn has opened up nearly a second gap to Alan Elwood, and Justin Morton is 2 seconds behind him, so we're seeing some spread from our leaders. And luckily, we've got this pack to keep us entertained and keep things interesting for us, even though they're starting to spread out just a little bit and probably seeing the repercussions of that battle that we were seeing earlier.
Yeah, Cameron Hearn's able to stretch it out. Let's see if he's going to be able to maintain this for the whole entire run. You know, see if he's able to do some really good tire savings here. We got Justin Morton hanging out in third. Fourth is Blake Gordon. Fifth is Hayden Pastores. Sixth is Michael Stroll. Seventh is just Joe Dinsmore. Eighth is Randy Bechtel. Ninth is Chad McKiss. And 10th is Travis McQuiston. So we're on here looking for any and all the best battles on the track.
Well, and if we look at it, Michael Stroll, as he is completing lap 66, he is 54 laps deep into this run. There was a caution to start it and a caution in the middle, but he's making this work for much longer than I would have anticipated. And honestly, if he's able to keep these kinds of laps going, he may be a challenge for the win later, because he does not have all that large of a gap. He's only 7 seconds from Cameron Hearn.
And right now, between him and Hayden Pastores in front of him, he's about a 10th quicker a lap than him. So he's cutting off the deficit in front of him, and he's moving forward. But with the leader speeds, he's on par with the leaders as of right now. He's not beating the leaders.
But he's also doing that with 16-lap older tires. And we have yet to see any kind of a pit stop from anyone right now. And, oh yeah, Hayden Pastores is catching up to Blake Gordon to try to take over that 4th position.
Trying to get past the Taco Hell car.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound delicious right now.
No. That's why I didn't say Bell. I said hell.
It's one of those things that me personally, I'm going to eat it. It sounds good for like 3 days, and sometimes I'll eat it for 3 consecutive days, and then I don't touch it again for like 6 months.
Oh man, those cinnamon delights, if you actually get them when they're warm, oh man, they are so delicious. So terrible for you, but so delicious.
Do you actually pay attention to what you eat? And of course, right as we get up here and start watching this battle, Blake manages to gap the field and start moving. And I've moved back to the battle for 8th right now. And it's looking like Chad McKiss is getting himself up there, maybe able to get the move done on Randy Bechtel. And we'll have to wait and see if he's got the speed this late in the run. But there's also a chance that it's the draft that's making him look this strong, because there's no denying we've dropped nearly a full second off of the faster laps at this point, which may not sound like a lot, but some of those guys, as Eric Wineland actually is our first taker on the pit stops. So we are going to start to see people making that dive, because normally once one person takes, you're going to start seeing everybody that is going to be in that undercut window start to react.
Because right now, these guys pitted on lap 28, so they're coming up on 50 laps on their tires, and we got just over 53 laps, 54 laps now until the end of the race. So these guys are right there on the chopping blocks of cutting it in half.
Well, I'm curious if Eric Wineland, maybe he's better at math than me while he's racing, realizing that we do have a ton of drivers that have done 50 laps in this stint. There were cautions involved, but maybe he's hoping that this is going to have to be his last stop of the night. But he could also be trying to undercut the guys he was running around. But it's a bit of a risk, considering he is now in 25th, which is last place for the drivers that are currently running.
Yeah, I mean, the hardest part about this is there is fall off, but it's only a second. Some tracks that we go to that are this big, you're seeing a 2, maybe 3 second fall off on lap times. That makes a huge dividend, like whenever you shortcut it. To be able to drop in right now and only get a second per lap for these undercutting laps, I don't know if the risk.
Braxton DeWeese is the next taker on pit road. But the one thing that can ultimately pay off for these guys is if they can manage to get 4, 5, 6 good laps in on these fresh tires. We have a caution. It could end up helping them, and as we actually have another taker, and it's Tyler Dolger. Travis McQuistion is also in, so we're starting to see those reactions and of the guys that did not pit on that last caution, to where right now there's only 3 out there from that, and it's Michael Stroll, who's currently running in 5th, Boomer Logan in 11th, and I skipped over Chad, who's currently running in 8th.
Yeah, right now just a minute ago, we saw Hayden Pastores fighting on the back door of Blake Gordon, trying to take over 4th, but Michael Stroll caught him and passed him. Now Joe Dinsmore is right there. He's trying to get underneath him here and trying to get past him going on the back straightaway.
And probably what we're seeing are the guys that did a good job decided, I'm not going to bank on there being another caution. I'm going to save. Whereas someone like Guile Brooks may have gone out, ran it hard, expecting another caution at some point, and burn their gear up. And now they are sitting ducks for the guys that played it safe from the beginning.
Yeah, whenever you're running these late ones, you're going to have to make sure you get those tire wear savings. As you can see, Joe Dinsmore's coming up through the pack now. He's known to be good at saving his tires for the long run. We can tell Michael Stroll is definitely great because he's coming up and passing Blake Gordon here now, trying to take over that 4th spot.
Well, and here's the thing. Michael Stroll is essentially going to be our guiding light on how long these can run, because he did not pit. He dropped back early, but he has still run 68 laps on this fuel stop. You factor in the cautions, we're probably talking about 64, 65 laps equivalent. But there is no denying that he's running this tank dry, and when he comes in, I guarantee that is going to be when
Blake
we're going
Gordon
to start
sliding
to see.
in.
He is on his way into the pits. I think he had the dawning realization that Michael Stroll, being faster than him where he was, it's time to come in, get fresh gear, because you only have 46 laps that you have to keep them rather than well over 50.
Yeah, these guys are, just hitting over 50 laps right now. That pitted underneath the second caution, so they're already past that halfway mark between what they had. Now we're watching Chad McKiss. As soon as I go to him, he comes in. So does Michael Stroll.
And okay, so this must have been the absolute limit of that run. So these guys, are we going to see our leaders reacting? Because we saw that they were fast.
I'm paying attention up here to good old Cameron Hearn, who's been leading for quite a few laps now.
And this is the race that he wanted. And then we also have Michael Stroll currently, or Alan Elwood, running in second. This is all he needed to do to take this championship, is have a good pace. Doesn't need to be brave. He just needs to have a reasonable finish and, well, finish. But Cameron Hearn is, at this point, dominating this race. He's got a 3-second gap to Alan Elwood and shows no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, he's still out there. He has great pace tonight so far. They're running equal lap times right now. In the last one, they both ran a 31.93, and then Justin Morton sitting in third ran a 31.95. And Joe Densmore sitting in fourth, running 32.13.
But our leaders are coming up on lapping the field at this point, and some of this is going to be people who have pitted to where only the top 10 right now are on the lead lap. But we're starting to see.
There we go. Cameron Hearns went in.
A lot more, and that's a brave move, as he is right inside of the 73 of Kyle Cooper as they end up swapping. But Alan Elwood is taking over the lead of this race, if only for a lap, because I'm pretty sure he knows he has the injured car right in front of him if Eric Wineland gets around, but I think it's time for him to come in and react, unless, no, he's going to go ahead and stay out, run it dry. We have seen him do that quite a few times in the past.
I mean, if you're sitting about almost 3 seconds back, and you're about to get gapped by almost a second per lap here, you got to run at least 5-6 more laps. So you got to have that distance and stagger between you and Cameron Hearn. So hopefully you'll be able to manage your tires a little bit better this run and try to run them down near the end of this one. You can't stay out too long, though. You need to be able to run them back down.
Well, and here's the other thing that we may be seeing from Alan Elwood is there's a drastic difference of tires and pit strategy around him. Is somebody not going to be ready for those fresh tires and full fuel load, or close to full fuel load, where we may end up with a caution? And that is the perfect pit entry. But Justin Morton's going to take over the lead of this race. And I don't think that's going to be for too long.
Now, right now we only have 3 people that have not pitted: Justin Morton, Gail Brooks, and John Gervon. So those are the 3. We got Cameron Hearn. If you saw him just a little bit creeping in the background, he's coming up right now, trying to get his lap back. He's sitting in the lucky dog spot until he does.
Well, and I don't think we're even going to make it out of turn 2 before, and we don't even make it to the entry of 1.
That was Cameron Hearn's fastest lap of the race right there, a 30.63.
And that is the fastest lap overall, not just his. So
a lot of people are putting their fast laps. We got Hayden Pastors with his fast lap, Randy Beck with his fast lap, and Will Roberts out there with his fast lap. So everybody's setting their fast laps here with these fresh tires late in the race.
But if we look right now, due to the pit stops, quite literally 4 people on the lead lap right now. Cameron Hearn is the last man on the lead lap. But fresh tires, and he gets it done before he has to pit, or before our leader pits. And Justin Morton's looking like he's going to stay out for the long haul, run it dry, hoping for that caution.
And it's the same strategy. It looks like Gail Brooks is going to play out, and John Gervon right now, they're all still on the lead lap, whereas 5th and then through 26 right now are all a lap down or more.
And that's, I hate saying it, you know that Cameron Hearn has the speed. Your only hope of taking this win tonight is for a miracle. And honestly, that's what I would be doing right now.
We see Blake Gordon right now. He's sitting in the lucky dog's position right behind our race leader, Justin Morton. He's about to get his lap back here very shortly.
And it's one of the hazards of the strategy that Justin Morton's on. The longer you wait, the more people get their lap back. And if that caution doesn't come, again, it's a great gamble to take. It's a great strategy if you know that you don't really have the speed at that given time.
What if he's coming into this lap?
I just heard it over the radio.
All right, because he let Blake at the outside there, so I was like, he's got to be coming in. And he just barely made it in there. Pulled in there in the last second.
Locks it up, and that is going to give Gael Brooks the lead of this race. And he's the last man standing. I would have tried to make it one more lap, even if it meant I ended up running it dry and sputtered to my pit box. Just get that lap led.
Alrighty, we got a great battle right here. Alan Elwood's catching up to the back bumper of Michael Stroll. Michael Stroll's trying to go after Blake Gordon. We got Eric Wineland. He's one of the lap down cars. Chad McKiss is trying to come into this picture here with Travis McQuistion back there.
And with those guys making their pit stops, we are now at the point to where the top 12 are on the lead lap. And I'm noticing a bit of a trend that most of the guys that are not on the lead lap ran it much farther than our leader into their pit strategy.
Yeah, I mean, the only way you really benefit from this is if you have a lot more laps to kind of recover from it on the back end. We're only going to have about 30 laps shy of the finish right now. I don't know if they're going to be able to use those fresh tires to get that much gain over these guys right now. They're only getting about a half a second right now of gain over these guys up front.
Well, and But at this point, you're talking roughly 10 laps fresher and 10 less laps that you have to worry about saving them being fast. That means you get to slide the back end around a little bit more coming out of the corners, really get those rear tires hot, and try to get every ounce of speed coming out.
As we were talking, you just saw Alan Elwood just slice his way in between Michael Stroll and Blake Gordon and move his way back up in a second. He's already put a pretty big gap right here. That's what 8-lap fresher tires will do for him.
Well, that's exactly it. Alan Elwood now has nearly 7 seconds that he needs to close down on Cameron Hearn with only 3-lap fresher of tires, as we're seeing Blake Gordon also trying to get around Michael Stroll on the outside. That's not the way it's really going to work.
No, Michael Stroll was passing Blake Gordon on the inside. That's how it went.
Yeah.
Blake was the passing.
At other things.
Yeah, he was the passee. We got Chad McKiss coming up in this little group right there. He's like, hey, save the passing for me. I want to come through here, and I want to pass the purple car.
Go ahead and keep going side by side. Keep trying to take that position while I come up there and try to do it to you.
And we got Justin Morton here trying to get past Hayden Pastores. Hayden Pastores came in about almost 9 laps sooner, so he's able to kind of clear him and get back up there.
As we close out this race, we are at lap 101 of 127. I think it's officially time for these guys to go ahead, open it up, take a little bit more of risk going through into the turns, a little extra throttle coming out of the turns, and try to make up any positions you possibly can.
You see John Gavron here. He's got way newer tires here than all these guys. He's coming up flying past them, getting on the side of Travis McQuistion here.
He's just trying to make his way back up, get his lap back so he can finish the race on the lead lap tonight. And you know what? Sometimes you have to take that kind of a win. There have been far too many races that I think I won just because I was on the lead lap.
Sometimes that's a victory all in itself.
And on a race like tonight, to where we've got 25 left, it looked like we may have had a few extra cautions throughout the race, considering we had 2 in the first 30. And then we go green. That's getting a little dicey right there. And make the jump up to where we can watch Justin Morton as he's trying to close down the gap on Blake Gordon. It's about 5 seconds at this point. But honestly, the best battle for me right now, Blake Gordon and Chad McKiss, they are the closest on track, and looks like the only thing I can see is Don Russell Jr. went off track, and we're going to have to go back there. Oh, there was a little bit of a connection. It looks like Eric Wineland. And the way he ends up spitting, I really don't understand how iRacing calculates how this thing.
To me, it looks like the Don Russell Jr. lost his rear end just a little bit and went to the back right, kind of kicked out and turned his car downwards into Eric Wineland there. And then Eric can just kind of send them ping-ponging after that.
Yeah, but it's more just how the back end ends up coming around, and we've got
everybody.
Yeah.
Except for Gael Brooks.
Quite literally. Well, Gael, unfortunately, is a lap down, so he can't come in at this point. we're going to end up having about a 20-lap shootout.
Yeah, and these guys, I think all these guys that pitted late, like I.L. Brooks, just roll the dice, get your wave around, keep on going with life.
I'm going to apologize to quite literally everyone who watches this tomorrow that, of course, you probably got the commentator's curse from me saying that we managed to keep it green. And
Justin Morton might have done a 2-tire stop there. He did a 997 versus Cameron Hearn's 1663.
Yeah, there is no doubt in my mind that Justin Morton is rolling the dice on 2 tires to get himself into the right position to take the win tonight. And again, Nashville is going to be a track position kind of track because it's not as wide as some others.
I wonder what the left side tire wear is compared to everybody else's, the right sides. How much of a fall off was it?
Well, unfortunately, we can honestly say that the left sides are not going to get nearly as much abuse. But the issue that I see is, in my personal experience, iRacing does not do a great job of modeling only taking right sides.
Yeah, I've tried it before in the Xfinity cars. It's been a long time, and it feels like you're skating on ice.
Yeah, it feels like they have done just a little bit too much relying on equal tire wear. I'm hoping for Justin Morton right now that he has done a lot of practice with only 2 tires, because if he can manage to squeeze out the win tonight, this is going to be the most glorious decision that I have ever seen within my iRacing broadcasting career.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can think of right now is if the setup is a little bit snug or tight, this 2-tire stop will definitely free the car up. So it could work in their favor if the setup is on the tight side, so to speak. So I can't comment on what the car feels like. So it could go good for them. It could go terribly wrong.
And again, I am looking forward to this because we're going to have 19 laps, and most everyone has fresh tires in some form or another, and 20 laps is plenty to fight, to where you do not have to worry about the wear anymore. So these guys are going to be able to run these cars as hard as they possibly can to close this out. And
I've been waiting for Justin Anderson out there all night long to take over, and he hasn't said it not once tonight. You've left the door open 42 times at least for phrasing.
I'm very much aware of that.
Oh, I know that. And he's not there, and it's sad.
But we are about to have the pace car peel off and
Justin Morton
get ready for a lot of hard racing.
Justin Morton took the outside line. He gets a great jump over Cameron Hearn. He's going to gap the field right now. He's got a 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 car lengths over Cameron Hearn as they dive into turn 1. Michael Stroll drives it in deep into turn 1, almost gets in the back of Cameron Hearn. Chad McKiss had to get out of it just a little bit as Michael Stroll kind of floated up.
As we're seeing Kyle Brooks get a little loose, as I don't know if the cars around him were driving a little bit harder, but we have Blake Gordon, who in these situations turns into a Hornet when we know we have a short run in front of him. And this is what I was afraid of.
Will Roberts blinks out at the right time right there. Let's go back here. Let's get
Oh, yeah, that saved him from probably a race-ending incident.
Travis just gets on it too hard right there, spins himself out. Will just disappears and blinks right back in. He touches pit road and said, "No, I'm good. I'm gonna go back to the grass."
Yeah, nah, why not?
Cools the tires back down. That's what I got told.
Well, you also end up with a bunch of junk in those hot Goodyears that's going to take more than a pace lap or two to clear out.
Alrighty, well, Justin Morton was able to stay there with the lead. And we're going to go to commercial break, getting one last commercial in for this 2021B season.
Hi everybody, this is Stu Rickard and I'm part of RPM Missions, and our cause is to raise awareness for human trafficking here in the United States, where currently we have over 300,000 people trapped in slavery, and of that at least 30% are of little boys and girls under the age of 18. Our goal at RPM Missions is threefold. We would like to see 10,000 people put this human trafficking hotline number into their cell phones so that they can feel deputized and to report suspicious activities when they see it. Our second goal is to raise awareness for more recovery homes that need to be built for these girls and boys that have been rescued from sex trafficking. And the third goal is for folks sitting on the couch, maybe watching this video, to get up and to get energized, to serve others, and to feel the blessing that comes with that. Thank you so much for listening to this video. We thank you so much for visiting our website, and we ask that maybe through your social media circles, you'll help us spread that word. You'll help us stop the bad guys from exploiting our children sexually, mentally, and physically. Thank you.
Nope, that's not what I hit. Alrighty. Sorry about that, folks. And we're back here. We're about 16 laps to go. Caution lights are still out on the pace car. We'll have probably 1.5 laps to go. They'll probably go one to go as the pace car goes by. So we got plenty of viewers out there. Who do you think is going to be able to win the race? Will Justin Morton be able to win on this two-tire strategy? Will Cameron Hearn be able to retake the lead? Will Michael Stroll be able to kind of swoop in and use his tire saving ability to get to the front? Let us know.
So I think the biggest thing here is this is going to help Justin Morton, because while we really only got about one lap in, it was one hard lap, and that's going to help to equalize the tires to where his decision to do right sides only, it's not going to be as drastic of a problem.
Well, and not only
as
that,
we get a heat cycle in.
Not only that, but now he's got less laps under green that he's got to fight these guys off of. Oh, we went from a 19-lap shootout. Now we're down to a 14-lap shootout. So now he's only got to hold off Cameron Hearn for 14 laps.
And unfortunately, the old adage of cautions breed cautions, I feel like that may hold true. I want these guys to prove me wrong, but we're at the tail end of the race, so guys would naturally be a little bit more brave.
Yes.
So
I just noticed something. We have no Fords in the top 6. It's all Supras or Camaros.
And that's very strange that apparently nobody likes the Mustang.
Like, literally, there is no Fords really in the top 10, 15, I don't think.
I was going to say, not
13.
until 13. As the pace car has peeled off, and Justin Morton does not wait a blink to get himself moving, and that is the perfect jump for him to be able to hold on to this lead.
Oh man, he really sent it in there, and he was able to get a great jump over the competitors. He went a little bit late in the box last time. He went right as he could this time around. Caught him sleeping. Cameron Hearn's about 3-4 car lengths back right now. Michael Stroll is sitting there behind Chad McKiss. Alan Elwood's right there. Blake Gordon is stuck on the outside of Hayden Pastoris right now, coming off of turn 4.
And I'm somewhat surprised to see how quickly everyone ended up getting single file, with the exception of Blake Gordon right there. And honestly, that bodes well for us finishing this race under green, because
there's a hornet's nest right there.
Well, now we're starting to see it developing.
So Blake Gordon has kind of slowed everything up. Them running side by side. Joe Dinsmore is now underneath Tyler Hensley. Randy Bechtel's coming into play right there. And then we got Will Robertson at number 3 as well, trying to come up through there.
Well, our top 5 have managed to get themselves single file and are essentially parading around. But we still have 12 laps for people to shake out their positions. But it's definitely looking like the battle for 6th is getting sketchy. And we're seeing Hayden Pastoris is looking like he's going to be able to get himself in front. Blake Gordon slotted in behind him, but Joe Dinsmore is right there looking to get himself up as high as he possibly can. Oh, and we're going to have a caution. And we'll ignore the words that just came over the radio.
Let's go back here. And we kind of saw it live happening, but we'll get a little bit better look here. Who was that went around? Randy Bechtel. There we go. So we got just this shot right here. We got Tyler Hensley.
I was going to say, Tyler Hensley looks like he may have been
he's a culprit.
Somewhat responsible for that. But yeah, we're reaching the tail end of the race. He has that opportunity. He needs to hold on to that position, gets himself loose, points the nose down ever so slightly, and Randy Bechtel was just the bystander there.
Alrighty, so we have 9 laps to go right now. I'm going to forecast probably about a 6-lap shootout here. And tempers are only going to get a little bit heated from this point on.
Well, and the person that I think is really happy that we are getting all of these restarts is Alan Elwood. We've talked to him so much through the past few weeks, and right now he's sitting outside of the glorious spots that will get an opportunity to chat with us and chat with all the viewers.
He's definitely going to chat no matter what. If he finishes this race in the top probably 20, he's probably going to be crowned champion. He will be talking with us tonight.
Well, but it would also be nice if he would get the opportunity to do it with podium position.
No, I guarantee he would love to have a win coincide with his championship, but a podium finish would also feel really great tonight after his strong performance so far.
So as we sit, definitely Alan Elwood is going to be our champion, and all he has to do is finish.
We got Justin Anderson says Justin needs to win because his name is awesome. These Justin guys stick together.
Yeah, I can't say the same for Josh's. Even though there was a time in my life that I was in a band with 3 different Joshes.
Is one of them your teammate?
No. No.
Another Josh in your life, huh?
No, this was 18 years ago, if that tells you how old I am.
So that was when you were 7.
No. No, I was not. That was when I was 18.
It was probably when Nick was 7.
Yes,
Nick was about 7, about 18 years ago.
because Nick is the little brother of the Ghostfire Media Group.
He's the youngest, but looks the oldest. Nick never watches it, so he'll never know.
Okay, that's more what I was going for. But all right, we have 7 laps to go. The lights on the pace car are still on, so we are going to have about a 5-lap shootout.
These iRacing cautions get longer and longer.
Certain tracks, I don't completely understand why it takes so long. 4 laps, tops.
For a
That's
simple
all you
spin,
need.
there was no wreck, there was no debris.
Yeah, there was.
Track officials.
I wouldn't call that a simple spin. But there's no cones on the track because of vindictive drivers deciding to take their aggressions out on them.
Yeah, I challenged Blake Gordon to see if he would hit the blue cone coming out of pit road there at La Rock, because it's sitting basically a foot off the wall there, and there's some tire barriers. I don't know if he did murder it. It's a close call.
There was a cone in the middle of the track last night.
He paid for it the other night. He reached out to me and he was like, I hit a cone and it stayed on my front bumper for 2 laps. And I was like, that's what you get for murdering cones.
They are a vengeful bunch, but right now Justin Morton is taking the outside lane, and Cameron Hearn is going to be waiting to see. He's going to be ready for Justin Morton to take off early, but he will most likely vary it, even though the last time... You know what? Sorry, Justin Anderson.
Yeah, he threw
Just
some shade
because
up there.
just because I've given you the tip one time, you didn't even lose it. You're fine.
I don't think he's talking about you right now. I think he's talking about the
I was trying to make it. I was trying to keep it away from that. As the pace car is off, Justin Morton's waiting just a little bit, bunching up the field, and he's going to be going.
Everybody back there.
Oh, no one was ready for that, and that is going to cause some chaos. And that's exactly what Justin Morton wants to see. And due to some checkups, that inside line ends up getting a little bit of a bad start. But we are green at this point, and I'm sitting here watching Alan Elwood fighting, trying to get himself up a few more positions, but it's looking like 5th is going to be where he's at to close things out. As caution's out. So it looks like we're going to be using green-white checkers tonight.
Oh, they got hung there. That's looks like iRacing basically hung their bumpers together, and it wouldn't let go.
That is. I've been seeing a lot of very interesting incidents from iRacing.
Oh, could that be a residual late netcode bump between Gael Brooks right there and Thomas Bresci? Because you'll look and you'll see Gael looks like he hits him and then backs off right there, and then it launches his car forward. I wonder if it's a really laggy netcode.
Well, what I'm looking at there is that looks like something that would happen in an open wheel car to where the 2 tires connect and it causes one to jump up to where maybe Thomas Bresci's rear wheel connects, or front wheel connects with the rear wheel of Eric Wineland there. Oh, we're going to go nose camera for this.
Yeah, we're going to go nose. We got a long caution break, so we can kind of dissect this one. Looking for...
And sit there and try to figure out the logic of...
Because it gets into him right there, and his car then launches like a second later.
like I said, I think that's the open wheel kind of modeling to where the two tires physically connect. And
let's see if we can look on Thomas Bressy's car. So Thomas does get onto him right there.
yeah, that looks like it was the two tires connecting, and we're getting to see the inner workings of Eric Weiland's car.
That's confidential. Please don't record that. They don't want you to see what they're doing underneath their cars.
Now we've got Blake Gordon murdering cones.
Did he come and grab tires, or he just went down and just destroyed them?
He just went down and destroyed cones. It's almost like he's listening, or someone in his team chat decided to make sure he knew what we were doing there.
John Gord probably reached out to him.
But we are going to end up having a green-white checker, so once the green flag flies, we'll have one lap, we'll get the white.
Hopefully.
So 2 laps of a battle. And I will be honest, I cannot remember how many green-white checkers we have tonight.
Go ahead and look right quick. I'm not focused on you.
I was going to do that whether you wanted me to or not.
So Justin Morton has the opportunity to win this race off of the two-tire strategy. Got him out front. So far, he's been able to hold off Cameron Hearn on these 2-lap shootouts that he's already had to do. So can he do this one more again and get out there and get a win? Trying to steal it away from Cameron Hearn, who's been the most dominant car all night long.
So we are going to have 3 attempts to finish this race tonight. So here is the first of those. So we only have 3 more restarts. And I know right now Justin Morton is hoping this is the last one, because he's going to have to time it perfectly. Hold on. And try to get the win to close out the season.
Alrighty. The lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go green. Like you said, we'll have a 2-lap shootout. We'll go green, get the white flag, and then the checker flag. If a yellow flag comes out before the white flag, we'll reset it, restack, and redo this. We have 3 attempts. This is the attempt number 1.
And let's hope we can manage to pull this off. As it stands, this is still Alan Elwood's Series 2B winning, but it's going to be a much more narrow margin under the current circumstances.
Yeah, Justin Morton to come up here and taking a win away. We'll give him quite a few bonus points for leading a lap and being able to go out there and get a win. Alan Elwood still needs to have a great finish here.
Pace car is peeling off, and he does not get quite the jump that he has been getting, but that should still be enough. If we can go another 35 seconds without another caution. This is exactly what he needs, because there's a 1/4 of a second between him and Cameron Hearn, and that should be just enough for him to be able to finish this race and get the win. He's in 6th. And that looks like Don Runkle Jr. Got a little bit of a nudge up in, and then the job is finished off by Gael Brooks.
white screen popped up. That's not cool. So let's go ahead up to the blunt view here. Eric Wineland gives him the bump and run. Guile Brooks was running his line, and Don Runkle Jr. was trying to recover from it, was trying to reel it in from being up in the nosebleed section in the middle of that corner, and just came down. And two people try to occupy in the same space there.
So the current in-race chat is questioning how close Justin Morton was to the line before the caution came out, and it was a handful of car lengths.
I've had that happen at Talladega on me, going into about to get the white flag, and Larry Patrick gets into a wreck coming to the white flag, and I mean, we were basically the same distance away, just maybe a car length away from the actual start finish line to get the white flag, and the caution came out. Terrible finish.
I had that happen to me at New Hampshire, and it was probably the most angry I have ever been, because in the lead going into that situation, you do not want to be the person that pits, but literally everybody behind me ended up pitting, so I was a sitting duck, and yeah, no, not my favorite race ever. But as we are about to get underway for the second green-white checker, or no, is this the third?
This is the second. This is going to be our second attempt at a green-white checker here.
It's officially past my bedtime.
So they're going to rack and stack. This is how it's looking right now. Justin Morton is your leader. Second place is Cameron Hearn. Third is Chad McKiss. Fourth is Michael Stroll. Fifth is Hayden Pastoris. Sixth is Alan Elwood. Seventh is Joe Densmore. Eighth is Blake Gordon. Ninth is Travis McQuistion. And 10th is Tyler Hensley. So that's your top 10 right now as they run. Looks like everybody's kind of getting there, so we're hoping for a 1 to go at this time by to kind of go over that second green-white checker. We got Dave Wright tuning in tonight. He says, "Heidi ho there." So we got quite a few people out there. I really think Justin Morton's going to be able to pull off this win here. Right now, Cameron Hearn has not showed that he's able to get to that back bumper and do anything to Justin Morton at all so far in these last 5 or 6 cautions we had.
So with the number of heat cycles that have been put into these tires, any advantage to the guys that took 4 tires is essentially gone at this point. So Justin Morton's basically running with the same equipment. So if he can get any kind of a jump on Cameron Hearn on this restart, he's golden.
Yeah, he's got to look for that little moment where Cameron Hearn kind of leapfrogs forward and then has to kind of let off the gas a little bit. That's when you gun it. Catch him when he's sleeping.
The last time around, we did see him wait significantly longer. The best jump he got was when he went right off of the pace car.
Yeah,
so where he's at, are we going to see him go early again? And it looks like he's waiting, and he's off.
Justin Morton does not get a great jump compared to last one, but he still has about a 1, 2, 3 car lengths advantage over Cameron Hearn. Michael Stroll's trying to send it in so he can clear Chad McKiss right there for third place. He will now. Michael Stroll's going to clear him. Chad McKiss will get 4th. 5th is going to be Hayden Pastoris as we sit right now.
And the one person that we need to take a quick look at is Alan Elwood. He's running back in 8th, and every position he's losing right now narrows the gap as the white flag flies. So we will be finishing this time around, but Cameron Hearn is right there on the bumper of Justin Morton. Gives him a nudge, and that's going to slow him down. That's going to give Michael Stroll the opportunity to get around the low side, gets the pass done, and that's opening up the door for Chad Mikas. Justin Morton is back in 2nd, going to finish this race in 2nd, but Michael Stroll takes the win. After a little bit of contact, moves Justin Morton back a few positions, and that right there, easily. Oh, that gave us a little more entertainment from the end of this race than I think my heart needed.
Yeah, I mean, Michael Stroll was just in the right place at the right time and just kept his foot in the throttle the whole entire way around to get the win. He didn't put the bumper to anybody, but he used the opening that was created for it and was able to swoop in and get the win.
Oh, the bump and run. I have not got to see enough of that this year. And unfortunately, the person that benefited from it was not the person that made the move.
Yeah. So our race winner will be Michael Stroll. 2nd place will be Justin Morton. 3rd's going to be Chad McKiss. 4th will be Hayden Pastoris. 5th is Cameron Hearn. 6th is Joe Dinsmore. 7th is Blake Gordon. 8th is Tyler Hensley. 9th is Alan Elwood. And 10th is Travis McQuistion.
And 11th is Boomer Logan. 12th, Will Roberts. 13th, Randy Bechtel. 14th, John Griven. 15th, Brandon Bernhardt. 16th, Cal Filarski. 17th is Brian Keita. 18th, Kyle Cooper. 19th, Eric Wineland. And 20th is Don Runkle Jr.
21st will be Thomas Bresley III. 22nd is Guile Brooks. 23rd is Casey Shue. 24th is Tyler Dougler. 25th will be Braxton Deweese. And then 26th is Sean Carmody. That's it, folks.
All right. It's time to go ahead and bring up our race winner, because as little as I want to do it, we may as well wait for the official standings to be before we bring up our season winner.
Alrighty. Hey, Michael, this is Adam and Josh in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Oh, man. Dude, talk us to this race, man. You stayed out there with some ancient tires, and you started making some huge comebacks there. Did you just figure out the track, or you just were conserving tires and were able to just, take it to them there?
I mean, I really am not sure. We that first yellow fell, and we kind of wanted to get it off strategy. And me and my team were like, hey, if this goes green, we'll be in a good spot. But it didn't. The caution just kept falling really weird, and everyone was on different strategies. And 11 had 2 tires at the end, and he should have won the race. But I don't know. I got nothing much else to say. But this one's been a long time coming. I'm glad I can get it in the finale. I've been so close so many times in this league for it to finally happen. I'm just ecstatic. If you guys want some entertainment, go watch my Twitch, because that is the heartfelt reaction that I gave. I'm just so happy right now to do this.
You can hear it in your voice right now.
I'm shaking. My butthole's puckered. I'm sweating. I need a beer. I need something.
You need Yingling, right?
Yeah, that's right. But that one run you're talking about, we were on like 11 lap older tires and the rest of the field, and myself and my teammate Chad Mikas were like, hey, I'm like, man, we're catching these guys, and it wasn't a lot, but like the guys with the fresher tires start backing up to us. I don't know if it's because we saved really well and they burned their stuff up or whatever do you, and I don't know. I got lucky on the restarts. They were really intense, and I'm just glad to get this monkey off my back. It's been a hell of a week. Congratulations to Alan on the championship. Congratulations to, I think, Total Downforce Racing probably got the team championship. And let's rock and roll, baby. I'm happy.
I was going to say, this is the most excited we've got to hear you. What was going through your mind with the, we'll call it chaos?
The restarts were a bunch of gamesmanship. I mean, I jacked 11 up on that one restart. I think we had like 4 or 5 of them. I don't remember how many we had. Myself and my teammate Chad were kind of swapping third and fourth there like that. And I'm like, man, my only real shot was to have happen. What happened was the 15-11 to either wreck or slow up in a way that I can just squeak by because it was too tight on entry for me. And I couldn't fix it. Maybe I was overdriving it or something, but Cameron's real good and he had the field covered, but sometimes it doesn't go your way. Cautions come at a certain time and kind of jack the race up, and that's what racing is, right? Sometimes you're the bat, sometimes you're the ball. And tonight I was the damn bat. Let's go.
Man, so what was your actual instant moment when you saw the bump and run kind of happen that went wrong for them but went perfect for you?
I saw the 11 sideways, and I don't have triples or anything like that, so I can't see to my right side. I'm like, man, I'm really on the inside of these guys. Holy shit! And then I didn't want to get hooked because I didn't know what their situation was. And then once I was clear, I'm like, man, don't overdrive the last corner. And I almost did. I'm like hanging on. It's just real tight. And then I almost killed the wall for 4 out of excitement. And then my Achilles and my leg was jumping up and down on the throttle. I know we're just online racing, but Jesus Christ, that's exciting. Especially when you win something like that.
There is no denying that the emotions are real, the stress, the excitement, it's real when you are in that position.
It very much is. And hats off to this entire league this year. I think, since I've been here, this is the most competitive fuel season that we've had. And it's exactly what I expected on track. I know a couple of us got into some tiffs, have that, but the parity was there, the tightness and competition was there, hard, clean racing. I couldn't ask for, as an admin, a better season out of these guys for the most part. Yeah, I got cotton mouth. You guys got to talk to somebody else. I'm gonna celebrate.
No, you go crack one open. You deserve it. It's been a long run to get you to this win. And it's just great to see it, even if it took until the last race. We knew it was in you.
Not even just this season, but I've been in fuel since April 2020. And this is my 3rd full season, and I've been also close even before you guys start broadcasting us so many times. So to get it like this is just exhilarating.
Well, and I'm still going to say it. Congratulations on taking 3rd for the year.
Thank you.
It's been a great run, and just, yeah, we're going to go ahead and let you get down there, celebrate with your team because, yeah, you need it for this.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night.
Have a good one,
you
man.
too. All right, let's bring up our number 2 for the race and number 2 for the year, Mr. Justin Morton. All right, Justin. I have to ask, do you have experience driving only taking right sides?
Short answer, no. Long answer, I've tried it in the past and it has not worked out. It just happened to work out there.
So I'm not going to dwell too much on the what happened, but what was going through your brain when we ended up seeing in the last 20 laps how many restarts with you in the lead?
I don't know how many it was. It would have been nice if it was about 2 or 1 less. I was so close to getting one of those green-white checkers, and I had a bigger gap to Cameron. Just short of getting that white flag and being able to go around one last time. But that's racing for you sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like we were saying, you got a great leap on most of your restarts, and that last one didn't get the best one for Cameron. Cameron was able to kind of time it a little bit better and get rolling with you, and that was the closest restart, and it showed. He was able to get to the bumper and finally was able to use it there to kind of maneuver you out of the way. The good old Earnhardt bump and run there, but it slowed his momentum down more than it slowed yours down, but just enough for you to lose the lead. It sucks. It's a gut punch, and but you do come home second, and you do come home second overall in the championship. So it's not the way you saw or hoped the way to finish it, but you do come home second overall in the championship, and it's got to be a great feeling to put together a great 16 weeks to come home second.
Yeah, pretty good season for me overall. Only missed Talladega. The real big thing was finally we got the team championship with a short, small team. We only had 2 drivers pretty much the entire season. Hayden really stepped up. He drove great this season. Thankfully I was able to put together some good results, and we were able to get the championship, even though I missed 1 race, which we only scored 1 car for a race, so that worked out pretty good.
No, it was one of those that you dominated when we were at the beginning of this, and then it seemed like the intermediates and the tri-ovals may not have been your strong suit, but you still finished well to close out the season. And honestly, you gave us the most excitement of the night in my mind, because I'm with you. 2 tires have never worked for me. Ever.
I was surprised the first time I went in. I was expecting the car to be really loose. It was actually the opposite. It felt really tight. The left sides were only down like a few percent. It was just surprisingly tight. Yeah, it was a little bit of different experience there.
Yeah, I got you, man. But hey, congratulations on being able to, put together a great strategy tonight. Almost got you the win, but solidified you there in second place overall. It helped you with putting together a great 4 race here playoffs. So, man, we commend you for doing that, man. And we look forward to see what you can bring to us in the 2022 A Series season.
Yeah, I'll definitely be back. I look forward to the off season. Getting
You
a little
and
burnt
us
out on
both.
racing.
Oh, I can't wait to have my Monday nights freed up here.
For a little while,
for a little bit.
Yeah, the little break is nice. I race pretty much every Saturday night, so it's just nice to have a little off season.
No, great run from you tonight. Unfortunately, it was taken away from you, but still, it was a strong run. And again, congratulations on second for the year.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring up Chad McKiss right quick. Hey, Chad, it's Adam and Josh in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How are you guys?
All right, my favorite guy from Wheeling, Illinois, man. How are you doing tonight to get 3rd place?
Man, I feel great. We had a heck of a run tonight. I ran this is probably my 2nd race here actually at Nashville. So first race didn't go too hot. I burned the tires off of it. So we did really well. I'm really happy with how we ran. Started 4th. Managed to keep the tires on her this time. That's something I kind of struggle with long runs, especially on the 1.5 miles, but we've got better as the season progressed, and ended up with 3rd. Almost had 2nd. I probably could have just doored the 11 there for 2nd, but he kind of got his race taken away from him there, so I didn't want to completely kill him.
Well, being a gentleman is somewhat underutilized in iRacing.
I would agree. I tried not to do anything stupid. Of course it's going to happen from time to time, but I just want to be raced the way I race everybody else. I just want to be respectful on the track, and I just want to make it to the end. If I get a good finish out of it, great. If I don't, then I got work to do. But at least I know that I didn't end someone's race.
All right. So
and
my
make
question.
enemies.
So my question is, looking back to that, basically the 3rd run you guys had. Everybody else was on 4 fresh set of tires. You stayed out. You dropped all the way back to probably about 10, 12, somewhere around it there. But you and both, Michael Stroll, you both kind of started gaining back on the pack. How were you able to kind of run these guys back down on your older tires? So up here in the booth, we were saying you had ancient tires compared to everybody else on the track at that time.
Your guess is honestly as good as mine. I kind of expected us to just kind of even out with everybody there, but I know in practice we did a couple decently long runs. I think my longest run was like 20 or 30 laps, and so I could kind of see how it was going to handle. Honestly, it didn't really fall off much as I thought it would. I just think the guys in front of us, or who caught us, I think they just burned their stuff up too quick. They were really aggressive getting in the corner and everything like that, and I think they just burned off the right sides a little quicker than we did. I was just trying to ease in the throttle off corner, try to keep it off the wall, try not to spin the tires, anything like that that was going to, ruin our shot at, potential long run. So.
No, it was one of those nights that, as a broadcaster, kind of annoy me. But as a driver, I absolutely love nights like you had tonight, to where it was quiet. We didn't have the opportunity to chat about you. It was just one of those solid runs that I look back, and when I'm in your shoes, I just feel so good because I just kept it together, had a great finish, and these are the nights that you may not remember, but they're the proud moments.
Oh, absolutely. You only remember the races you either got wrecked out on or made a mistake in or lost. Tonight was just an overall, honestly, it's a win for me. Obviously my teammate Michael won the race, and I kind of followed him the entire race, but I managed to save my stuff. Like I said, that's something I really struggled with. I love racing hard, and apparently I love burning the tires off real quick. So I'm just really happy with, being able to hold on to the car for a long run and work our way back through the field. I mean, I had no idea how the hell we did it, honestly. It's just sticking to the game plan, not overdriving it, just kind of riding. I just wanted to make it to the end of the race, and it really paid off. I'm really happy.
Alrighty, man. Hey, man. Well, congratulations on coming home third tonight and being able to finish this season off on a right foot. And we hope to see you back next year in the 2022 season. And look forward to covering you then.
Absolutely, guys. I will for sure be back. Appreciate y'all covering us all year. Hopefully, put on some good racing for you guys and everybody watching.
All right, man. Have a great night.
Thanks. You too.
I think I put him down here. Let's go ahead and bring in our champion. If I can,
I got it.
All right.
All right, Alan. This is your official invite for Friday night to come drink with us to celebrate the championship.
I don't know if I'll have any beer by then, gentlemen.
You better run to the store, man.
Yeah, no, I don't know how to feel right now. Like, it's definitely multiple different emotions. It's one of those things that, like, maybe toward the end of the week, I kind of sink in. But it's been quite a while since I won a driver championship, and so yeah, like, it's just one of them things. I don't really, it just hasn't sunk in, and I think that's a lot to do with the season was a lot of different things, and I'm appreciative of being able to jump in here as an admin and do that for this season. It taught me a lot, and I've done it before, but not necessarily to the extent that I was able to do it here. So learned good things, learned bad things. Also, as a driver, learned a lot this year, and just to everybody in the league, good or bad, love-hate relationships, like, just give a thank you first and foremost to everyone. I know like I said, there's going to be mixed emotions with people. You're going to have that. It's humanity. It's racing. It's going to happen. But, I first have to say thank you to everyone here you guys for helping us this year being a broadcaster after we were trying to figure out things at the end of last season, what to do. And, you guys being up and coming, we appreciate you guys giving us a shot. So thank you to you guys. And yeah, I don't I don't really know what to say.
I got you, man. Hey, man, you put together one hell of a season. You stole all your money back almost from the Alan Elwood polls, including tonight. You put together, a string of races that's very impressive with the amount of competition, amount of talent that's in this league is just tremendous. And for you to come out on top is, it's one of those things. I know you probably were thinking you're probably going to have a little bit better night the way your pace was going, but looked like you got shuffled back there near the end on the never-ending caution fest that was there near the end. But hey, man, you were able to put together a 4-race sweep that didn't matter that you finished ninth tonight. You were able to win the championship.
Yeah, that end of the race there, wasn't really necessarily happy with the cautions that were coming out. Seemed I don't really know what to say about those, but I will say
we'll ignore the race chat, by the way.
Yeah, we'll move on from the end of the race there. Aside from, I tell you that I was sweating bullets. I knew that a lot of people had gotten the wave around, and a lot more people were on the lead lap. And Justin had nailed the strategy there at the end to get the 2 tires and get out front because his left sides weren't probably that bad from the previous pit stop. So, hats off to him for jumping out there in the lead and doing all he could. He didn't get the win, but he played his cards right to do everything he could to try to get the win and figure something out there. So I was just trying to hold on. I got in a really bad spot on those restarts, and I was afraid that if you try and race too hard, something right there at the end is probably going to come back to bite you. So I was just trying to kind of give room on the high side last couple laps and just finish. I knew that if I finished where I was good. So that was really stressful, but at the end it makes it all worth it. And also congrats to Stroll. Something finally worked out in his favor as far as winning a race here. So he's been trying for multiple seasons, and I know that he's gave his best effort to try to make that happen, and he was finally able to have some luck go his way and make a pass when he needed to. So hats off to him as well.
No, again, congratulations. We'll let you get back to your team, celebrate a little bit, and hopefully we'll see you Friday to celebrate a little bit more with us.
I got you guys. Appreciate it, like I said, for the season, and we'll see what 22 holds. But just thank you to you guys, everybody out there, my teammates at VRA, and just everybody that makes it happen. And we're gonna go have a brewski.
Go for it, man. Have a great night. Go celebrate with your team. We'll see you Friday night.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Well, that will do it from Fuel Racing League for the year of 2021. Come out Friday night. Listen to all of Alan Elwood. He'll be live on the podcast. You can't miss it. It's going to be a championship celebration. We'll have the winner of the AOLL Sportsman Series on Wednesday night be crowned, and they will join us on the podcast from Friday night. There will be no TNT race. That season has concluded, and our own Josh Laston, my co-broadcaster, is the overall winner for the 3 seasons in the TNT division. So he'll be on there celebrating his win, and then Brandon Bernhardt will come on celebrating his season 3 win for the TNT series. So we got quite a few winners out there. Going to be celebrating, getting probably quite hammered. It's going to be a great time.
I will not be working on Saturday, unlike normal.
Also, we're going to see the not the drunk Larry, but the drunk Josh.
Yeah, it's going to be giggly Josh.
Outstanding. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight here. Like I said, come out and watch us. We got 2 more leagues ending up to this week. We got the AOL Sportsman Series on Wednesday night and the AOL Cup Series on Sunday night. So please come out and help finish this 2021 season strong. And come out and watch your favorite drivers. From all of us at Ghostfire Media, we hope you have a wonderful week. I'm Adam. That's Josh. We'll see you later.
Thank you for watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.